As his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Ready? 5-9. 54.
Check.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Seahawks who picked it up. After all of the turnover woes that they had last week, another turnover on the first drive of the game.
And when you dive into the analytics of football, it's real simple. If you're down in turnover margin, you're not going to win very many football games. The best teams always rank in the upper part of the league in terms of turnover margin.
And last week's number for them was 5 turnovers. And as you saw, another one there. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
They will run with Grant. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They run the counter. Grant down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Watch, twitch. 14, find it. Check, crunch.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line.
Four down. Hey, alert.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck roll that they can fall back on anymore.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that, his first carry, he loses the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Grant. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Grant. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Hey, watch it.
To throw is Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
And the Saints, 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the run, it's Bush. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Ready.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Sammy! School!
They fake the give. Here's Breeze. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
And he better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Now a give, right side. Grant. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
He may try and run for this. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Myers' kick is good. Myers, the AFC's Pro Bowl kicker from a year ago. He was 6 out of 7 from 50-plus last year, and he converts another one here. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Watch the curve. No.
They'll start on the ground with Bush. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the loss of a yard, and now 2nd and 11 from the 24-yard line. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
You got it.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Ready? You ready? Mike 54. Get the ball.
He spots Henderson open left side. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Lutz with the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked to his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
I'll go special. 25. 47 is the mic. 47 is the mic. 2 is the 6. Bullet. Half. 7.
On second down now, it's Carson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
Nice hit. Switch. Run left. Gotta get the point. Get on the point right here. Heavy. 7's the mic. Both 7's the mic. Come on.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to... And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Might want to remember that third down play. 37 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
You got tight right there. Shoot. Alert 3.
Now a give right side. Grant. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
What?
33-yard line.
All right, T, let's hatch it.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. He will find the rookie from Ole Miss. That's DK Metcalf. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down.
Shift! Watch the shift! Let's go double count right here, double count. Check the backer. Deuce. 19.
This is Grant. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down. And Myers able to knock it through, and they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
2nd and 9 at the 18-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check three.
They'll hand it off to Bush. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They'll try and run for the first with Bush. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on third and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on third down.
They'll go option on second down, right side. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by this Seahawk defense. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
The first update from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. And the 49ers are out to the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout.
Good job right there.
They'll run on first down. It's Grant, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Off. Shit.
Here's Grant. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
He hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Seahawks on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
One pass. Go, let's start.
Here's Wilson. They go with a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Check 5-9. Kill. Undercut.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
One foot.
From the 29, Wilson. That's complete to his running back, Grant. It'll be a gain of 6, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And now off to the races down the right side. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. David Onyemata breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now Wilson. They're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Under 10. Check 50. Hey, 0. Hustle. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Hey, check. 22, jet, drama. 22, jet, drama.
On third down, Grant. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Now Wilson. Buying. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
No pass. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
On second down, it's Grant, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to fourth down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. On first down, they're going option left. And he slides to avoid the hit. 14 yards is the pickup, first down, New Orleans.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
First down, Saints.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Hill. Throw left side complete. It's Henderson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Ready. Yellow lady, yellow lady. Good, 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 good. That's full, ready.
Into the red zone, it's Breeze. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
19.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Here we go. Hey, switch gears. Slam. Sponge. Well.
On 2nd down now, it's Grant. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. They go back to Grant. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon, standing just outside his own goal line. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
First down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Breeze now. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. A huge play there on the screen pass. 42 yards. The previous play, big on the ground. That one big through the air. Things have jumped up quickly.
Certainly appears that whatever their thought process is on the defensive side of the ball, they're one play behind. You know, loaded up for the pass, they hit them with the run. Load up for the run, they hit them with the pass. They've got to get in sync.
On a jet sweep, this is Bryant. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal on the Seahawks 4-yard line.
Here we go. 70, Indy, go. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety go.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear them now. 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Bush. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. And Lutz's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Wilson now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. That is incomplete. The running back, Leonard Fournette, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
36. Hey, alert.
Throwing again. Wilson. Flushed out right. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
I'm coming after you.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
Let's go. Do it.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Here's where this crowd can really help make things difficult. It's 3rd and 3. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. This is Carson. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. From the shotgun, Wilson. But he is not going to make it. It's a big play by the defense, and they're going to hold on to their 2-point lead. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
When you kick off and you go downfield and get the ball back, that's what I call a great opportunity.
In a 1-score game, I always circle, and you know this, but in my play-by-play sheet, I circle big plays. It could be turning points. This could be a turning point.
Did you put a 2nd circle around this one? This is pretty big.
I put a star. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, it's Grant, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This for the lead in the final stages. Myers' kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
Let's go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
He's back to throw. Going with a screen for Murray. A big play there on the catch and run. 48 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints have retaken the lead. Hill to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Wilson. That's complete right side to Gabriel. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You saved them for this situation, but you have to use them.
That last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's get that ball right here. Watch the safety creep. 25. 12.
They'll try and run for it. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's 1 timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So this one in the headline.